Hello my students, hello grade 4, how are you? This is Ms. Shurooq, social studies teacher. Today we will take lesson number 2, chapter number 8. The title of the lesson is Aztec Civilization. Let's start the lesson. The Aztec Empire was located in the area that is now Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, and Nicaragua. So again, the Aztec Empire was located in the area that is now Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. And the map to the right shows you the area of the ancient Aztec Empire. Look at the map to the right to see the Aztec Empire. Okay, now let's talk about the Aztec Empire. It is located between high mountains, okay, and it is surrounded by lakes that provided fresh water, and reeds for weaving. Okay, so this empire or this civilization is located between two mountains, and it is surrounded by lakes that provided fresh water and reeds for weaving. Now let's talk about the Aztec culture. The Aztec were farmers who developed an advanced agriculture system that allowed them to grow crops. Okay, so the Aztecs people were farmers who developed an advanced agricultural system that allowed them to grow crops on dry lands. Okay? They developed an advanced system of irrigation which would supply water to the crops planted in land that did not have enough water to support the crops. The Aztecs developed a calendar or a stone calendar to let them know when to plant and harvest crops or collect crops. Let's talk now about the stone calendar. So let's talk about the stone calendar. Aztec stone calendar, they use it to let them know when to plant and harvest crops. As you see the picture here down to the left, this is the stone calendar. They used the stone calendar to let them know when to plant and harvest or collect crops. Okay, so again, the Aztec culture. The Aztecs were farmers. Okay, they were farmers, and they developed an advanced agricultural system that allowed them to grow crops on dry lands. Okay. They developed an advanced system of irrigation to water the plants, which would supply water to the crops planted in the land that did not have enough water. The land of this civilization did not have enough water to support the crops. That's why they developed an advanced system of irrigation, okay, to supply to water the plants, okay, to supply water to the crops planted in the land. Okay, the Aztec stone, they use this stone calendar to let them know when to plant and harvest or collect crops. As you see, here is the stone, here the picture to the left, this is the stone or the Aztec stone calendar. Okay, now let's talk about gods. The Aztecs believe in many gods, such as the god of the sun, the god of rain, the god of healing, god of war, god of fire. They related to agriculture. The Aztec gods were closely related to agriculture. Okay? The stone calendar that you see here, the small picture to the right, the stone calendar let them know when to celebrate and sacrifice to the gods to ensure the successful growth of crops. Okay, so the Aztecs believe in many gods, such as the god of fire, god of war, healing, god of rain, god of the sun. The Aztec gods were closely related to agriculture. Okay, the stone calendar also let the Aztecs know when to celebrate and make a sacrifice to the gods to ensure the successful growth of crops. Okay, now let's talk about Aztec community. Okay, so the Aztec community. The Aztec emperor did not rule every city-state directly. Each state in the empire was ruled by its local government. So each state has its own government. Okay? Number one, each state has its own government. So again, each state has its own government. Each state or the Aztecs emperor did not rule every state, every city-state directly. Each state in the empire was ruled by its local government. So each state has its own government. Number two, the Aztecs believed that the world was a flat surface. They believed that all of the world is flat, was a flat surface, divided into 5 directions. Directions are north, south, east, and west, and the center. Okay? So again, the Aztecs believed that the world was a flat surface divided into 5 directions. The directions are north, south, east, and west, and the center. Okay, the capital city of this civilization is Tenochtitlan. Okay? The capital city is Tenochtitlan, was in the center of the civilization. Okay, so it was in the center. So the capital of the civilization is Tenochtitlan, the capital, and this city was their military power. So this city has very strong military power, and this city began conquering other cities. Why? Because it has military power. Okay? Okay, the Council of Tenochtitlan, which is the capital city, led the whole empire. Okay, because it has military power. And the last point, the emperor is the leader. The emperor is the leader of this group. Okay, the emperor is the leader of this group. Now let's talk about the Aztec pyramids. The Aztec used horizontal line astronomy when building the city. Why? In order to match their buildings on earth with the stars in the sky. Okay? The Aztecs believed they were closely connected to the sun. For that reason, they made the pyramid of the sun the center of their city and the largest pyramid. Okay? So look at the shape of the pyramid to the right. So horizontal line. The Aztec used horizontal line astronomy when building the city in order to match their buildings on earth with the stars in the sky. Okay, the pyramid of the sun in the middle, they built it in the middle of the city, and it is the largest one. And they believed that they connected, or they believed they were closely connected to the sun. Okay, so guys, this is our lesson for today. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day. Goodbye. And please don't forget to study well. Thank you so much. Goodbye.